Gaganyaan is a very ambitious mission as far as ISRO is concerned. The whole world is closely watching it, and in fact all the 4 astronauts were also being trained for Gaganyaan only. Because Gaganyaan will also involve certain technologies like docking, undocking, which will happen even in this. So once they move up, it will take about 28 hours. Then after 28 hours, it will reach about 400 kilometers from the surface of Earth, which is in American phraseology about 250 miles. And there the docking would happen. They would then enter into the space station and remain there for a minimum of about, say, 2 weeks, or 40 days could be extendable also. So the experience and getting accustomed to that kind of exercise, walking into, walking out, would be also required in case of Gaganyaan, and also several future experiments, and more so India's own space station. We plan to have our own exclusive space station by 2035, which will be known as Bharat space station. And for that also, this experience is going to come handy. I think the very fact that at this moment when we are talking to each other, we are sitting at a place far, far away from India. This is the Nice location in France, and over here also you find all the delegates who have arrived here for the conference discussing about India's participation in the International Space Station mission, which is going to happen, or which is going to be launched tomorrow. So that itself signifies the extent of importance and also the kind of interest it has generated across the world. And I think that's also been because, though of course you mentioned that the Indian astronaut, the last one to go up in the space was Rakesh Sharma, which happened about four decades back, to be precise, in 1984. But the main difference is that, one, of course, that was a Soviet mission, and Rakesh did not have much to perform because India's space program was still in a very early in the infancy stage, and therefore it was more of symbolic of the bonding that or the friendship that India and Soviet Union shared at that point in time. But unlike that mission, this time Shubhanshu Shukla is going to play a very important role. Of the 4 crew members, besides of course the commander who happens to be US citizen, I think Shubhanshu is going to have the most critical role, because he is going to perform experiments which are exclusively going to have a bearing on the future space missions, not only those of India, also of NASA and other agencies.
See, you know that the Indian government has planned to launch Gaganyaan with our own astronaut from India by next year. And for that purpose, the 4 astronauts have been selected. Out of that, 1 astronaut and 1 backup astronaut have been sent for a launch through Axiom 4 mission. It is a private space company which takes approximately $65 million to take a person to ISS. Now they will stay there in ISS for another 2 to 3 weeks and will return, and he will carry out, Shubhanshu Shukla, Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla, will carry out experiment on muscle fatigue, muscle atrophy, neurological degeneration in the free space, and also some growth of certain crop plants in the free space. Also, as a backup, in case of any exigency, as a backup to Shubhanshu Shukla, another astronaut also is kept ready from India. He is a Prashant Nair. Now the question is why it is important, because India will be going to the maiden human space launch next year. Prior to that, the pilot and the captain will have a first-hand exposure to a real-life launch scenario, human space flight, and he will have all the experience of all the instrumentation required in the spacecraft and all the precautions to be taken, and one can consider it's a training session so that if any lacuna is there in our Gaganyaan mission, so we can have enough time to correct for them and will ensure that we'll have a safe Indian astronaut mission through Gaganyaan.
That's a proud moment for India also.
Yes, sir. Obviously, it's a proud moment. In 1984, Rakesh Sharma went, and today, after so many years, almost 41 years, we are sending one Indian astronaut, and it's a very proud moment that our son will be going there and keep our flag flying.
So, this you also said that how important it is. So, that's like a big achievement for ISRO also.
It is a ongoing training program of astronauts by ISRO. See, they have been extensively trained in Russia, and now they are getting also exposure to US environment. Both are using launch supports, different types, and they will get this exposure, and from both the experiences they will have an idea of any precaution or any lacuna in our mission, and it will, so that they will have a perfect mission, will correct them. We have almost 1 year time for our own astronaut launch, and in this way it is the most important for ISRO for another
Station satellites. And this year is a very, very important year for us. We have declared as a Gaganyaan year. You know, the Gaganyaan program, Honorable Prime Minister announced 2018, and we have to take our own Gaganyaan 3 to the space, keep them safely and bring them back safely. And that work, before we send the actual human being, we have planned 3 uncrewed missions. And the first uncrewed mission is planned this year. In fact, it is a hectic program. It is a national program, and we have to human-rate the launch vehicle. We have to develop lot of new developments. Environmental control and safety system we have to develop. Crew escape system we have to develop. Environmental control and safety system means we have to maintain the required pressure, temperature, relative humidity, CO2 has to be controlled, and everything has to be done in an automated way. So this development is going on, and the vehicle, we have to human-rate the vehicle. Human rating is very simple. Improve the margin, improve redundancy wherever it is required, thereby increase the reliability of the vehicle, because expendable vehicle or other vehicles will take used for taking satellite, but human being is involved. Then another important thing is, in case of any problem happening to the rocket, any observation, you have to save the Gaganyaan 3. So for that, a crew escape system, that is on the top of the module. That development is going on. A couple of tests are done, couple of tests has to be done. Now the rocket will take to 170 kilometers. From there, another module, the propulsion modules have to take it to 400 kilometers, keep it safe. Then we have to return journey. Return journey is very, very difficult. You know, when you are returning, there will be lot of temperature rise. So we have to have thermal system development. Entire thing is completed, I will say. And then towards the end, they have to be, they have to really come back using set of parachutes. 9 parachutes are required. And the entire activities are going on. And this year, we are going to have the first uncrewed mission. In fact, 7,000 tests are completed. Till today, 7,000 tests, which include hard test, structural test, acoustic test, environmental test. 7,200 and odd tests are completed. Another some 3,000 tests are pending, and now work is going on 24/7 across the country. And then human-centric product is another important thing. You know, their food and their space suit, and lot of things has to be done. And the team, ISRO, along with other R&D labs, everything is working. And this year, we will be having first uncrewed mission by December, and followed by 2 uncrewed mission, and we are targeting the first human space flight by 2027 first quarter. That is what is the target we are targeted. In fact, this year, almost every month, there is one launch is scheduled.
Uncrewed mission will be launching which month?
Uncrewed mission this year end. First uncrewed mission this year end, with instead of human being, a robot called Biomitra, and that is going to do lot of activities, and that will be launched this year end.